In this video, we're going to talk about two different phonological concepts and domains of language, which is syllable awareness and awareness of phonemes. So syllable awareness is that it's understanding that words are made from syllables. And you might remember when you were younger, and I know in kindergarten I still teach syllables this way, is learning syllables by clapping them out. So water, or paper, umbrella, and count it and clapping them out to hear how many syllables are in words. Sometimes we do stomping, so you're not going to necessarily be able to hear me, but I'll stand up and stomp. We might stomp out how many words are in elephant, elephant, and it's 3. Or you can clap it out, elephant. And children being able to hear the clapping, elephant, or the stomping. Or we have a song that we do where you chomp them out, so it's elephant. And it's just really incorporating, like I did with the yoga, the movement into learning. So that's a strategy of something that you can do to help children understand and hear syllables and how words are broken up. Another strategy, and I think when you really stop and think about it, is to use children's names. And think about, why would you use children's names to explain syllables? Because everything's about them. At this age, anything that involves them, whether it's a story with their name in it, or a book that you've made about them, or using their names, you instantly have their attention because it's about them. So, you could go around the room, and this is always how I introduce syllables, is KT, 2. Maybe you have a Ryder, Ella, Peter, George. And you can hear, or you might have Stephanie. And you can really start to compare how many syllables are in each other's names. So, Stephanie, wow, you have a longer name. You have 3 syllables in your name. Who else has 3 syllables in your name? And children start to pick up, and you find things that are in common, or, you have 2 syllables, I only have 1, Ben. And using their needs to kind of bring that concept to life. I have found, just in teaching syllables, that words that have only 1 syllable tends to be a little bit more tricky than words that have 2, 3, 4, and more syllables. And I think it's because children try to stretch out the word. So they'll be like, dog, which there's 3 phonemes, which is something else we're talking about in this video. So you hear the d-og. And that's putting the components of sounds and putting the word together, phoneme, to create a word. But there's only 1 syllable, dog. So I try to explain to the children, just say the word how you normally would. Katie, dog, pumpkin, tree. And it makes it a little bit easier. And through that practice, they really start to get it. Another strategy that we'll do is we may read a story, and then I may have pictures of either the characters or objects or items that were in the story, and we'll have a little chart. So the chart may look something, just with numbers. I'm just whipping this down. Like this. So 1, 2, 3, and they could have little pictures or characters in the story. So if you were doing little critter books, we talked about how these are really fun, silly books. So this is Little Critter, Just Saving My Money by Mercer Mayer. As you read the story, so you can read the story, and then after you could have different things. So you could have little pictures or words. So like money, because it's about him saving his money, or his name, Little Critter. And so you need a 4th one. Or, in here he creates a lemonade stand, so lemonade. And you can give the children the different words or the different pictures, and they have to come up, say how many syllables in there, and sort them on the chart. So if it was, a picture of Little Critter, Little Critter, he's got 4 syllables in his name, his picture would go under 4. Or money, it's a picture of money, money has 2. Or lemonade, lemonade has 3. So that's a fun way that you can bring different stories to life as well. And I just use this one for an example. You could even just do it with the words in the titles. You know, just, one. Saving, 2. My, 1. Money. And I'm doing another strategy for children too, and that you can do with the class is clapping it on your legs. So I'm just going on my legs. So that's a different strategy with syllable awareness. Now, again, sometimes children tend to confuse it with the phonemes and breaking down the whole entire word. Syllables isn't breaking down the whole words, it's putting the components because you have blends and all of that. So phonemes is more being aware of the component sounds of the word. So dog, d-og. There's 3 phonemes in there. So you could introduce it by sounds, you know, cha, cha. Who has a cha, cha in their name? And again, connecting it with their names because that's something personal to them. Who's got a cha, cha? And you're working on, you know, the components, which it kind of really goes back to the alliteration piece too, where the alliteration is the beginning. Phonemes are going to eventually look at the whole words, but you need to be able to get down those sounds, each individual phoneme, in order to put words together. So using literature, using the children's names, so creating books about the children are a really fun way to introduce these concepts. So syllables are breaking down the words into how many syllables are in it. So book, weather, clouds, water, rain. And then the awareness of phonemes are breaking down the components of the words dog or og, and putting the phonemes together to create the words. So having fun with that, using the children's names at any age. I mean, this can be done with the toddlers of, you know, Christy, Sally, Maria, Nicole, John. And you can even to do this and introduce it with the children, they'll start to build up on it. So having fun with literacy, having fun with the children's names, and just making it aware and pointing it out to the children are really how they're going to learn all of these phonological concepts.